Hello, and welcome to another episode of How to Pass Your Theory Test First Time. So let's go straight onto the screen. So multiple choice questions. So we've taken care of alertness, attitude, essential document, hazard awareness. That's the one I've just posted. Now we're going to incidents, accidents, and emergencies, okay? So we're going to start on that one. Okay, so question 1.
A casualty is not breathing normally and needs cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. At what rate should you press down and release on the center of their chest? 10 times per minute, 120 times per minute, 60 times per minute, 240 times per minute.
So I came across this question a few months ago when I was going through one of the questions with one of my students, and I had to memorize it because it's one of those questions I didn't know. So I had to memorize it. It's the only way for me to remember it. So it is twice per second, okay? 2 times per second. So the correct answer has to be 120 per minute. Yeah, thank you.
You're asked to fetch a defibrillator, AED. What's the best way to find the nearest AED? Follow the arrows on marker posts. The 999 operator will direct you. Ask your vehicle's built-in sat-nav. Check the casualty's belongings.
It's sat-nav, that's don't go for that. That's disastrous. Check the casualty's belongings. No way. Okay. Nobody carries defibrillator on their person. So the 999 operator will tell you.
You're performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, on a casualty. Someone stops to help. What should you get them to do? Fetch a blanket. Fetch a first aid kit. Fetch a defibrillator. Fetch a privacy screen.
Okay. They are trying to help. Defibrillator is the most important thing they need to help you with.
At an incident, someone is unconscious and you want to help. What would be the first thing to check? Whether their vehicle is insured, whether they have any allergies, whether they're comfortable, whether their airway is open.
So the first thing you need to check is whether they are breathing. That's the most important thing, whether they are breathing. Okay? In other words, whether their airway is open. That's the most important thing, okay? Vehicle insurance, none of our business. The casualty is the most important person. We want to make sure they are fine. Whether they have any allergies, that's not important. Whether they are comfortable. Okay, comfortable is a good answer, but the most important answer here is their airway is clear, okay?
You can use a public access defibrillator, AED, paramedics only, first aiders only, doctors only, everyone.
So everyone can use a defibrillator. That an audible instructions on how to use it. When it's open, it will tell you automatically. So paramedics can use it, doctors can use it, first aiders can use it, but everyone can use it.
You're at the scene of an incident. How could you help someone who's suffering from shock? Reassure them confidently. Keep them moving. Give them a warm drink. Offer them some food.
Reassure them constantly or confidently. That's the thing you can do when someone is suffering from a shock. Reassure them confidently, okay? Don't keep them moving. Don't give them a drink. Offer them some food. No, that could be counterproductive. So reassure them confidently.
There's been a collision. How can you help a driver who's suffering from shock? Give them a drink. Reassure them confidently. Ask who caused the incident. Offer them a sugary snack.
The same question being repeated, okay? Reassure them confidently.
You need to use a defibrillator, AED, on a casualty. How will you know how to use it? You need to be trained to use an AED. The AED gives you visual and verbal instructions. You must read the AED's instruction manual. The casualty will tell you what to do.
So this is what I was saying earlier. Yeah, the AED, the defibrillator, will give you visual and verbal instruction. Okay.
You're the first person to arrive at an incident where people are badly injured. You've switched on your hazard warning lights and checked all engines are stopped. What else should you do? Make sure that an ambulance has been called. Stop other cars and ask the drivers for help. Try and get people who are injured to drink something. Move the people who are injured clear of their vehicles.
Okay, so you are the first person to arrive at an incident where people are badly injured. People are badly injured. You've switched on your hazard warning light and checked all engines are stopped. That's very good. What else could you do? Call the emergency services. Okay, make sure that an ambulance has been called. Okay, stopping other cars and drivers asking for help, they will automatically want to help. Some may help, some may just drive on. Okay, but that is not the correct answer. Try and get people who are injured to drink something. That's a no-no. That could be very dangerous. Move the people who are injured clear of their vehicle. No, don't get anyone from their vehicle. They may have broken something. So you trying to move them may cause bigger, serious problem. So the most important thing is make sure that ambulance has been called.
Your vehicle has stalled in the middle of a level crossing. What should you do if the warning bells start to ring while you're trying to restart the engine? Get out of the car and clear of the crossing. Run down the track to warn the signal operator. Carry on trying to restart the engine. Push the vehicle clear of the crossing.
Okay, so run down the track to warn the signal operator. No, don't do that. It's bad, it's dangerous. Push the vehicle clear of the crossing. You might think that's the safest thing to do. It's actually dangerous. Don't do that. Carry on trying to restart the engine. Dangerous, don't do that. Get out of the car and clear of the crossing. That is the most important thing you should do.
You're performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, on a casualty. When should you stop CPR? When you need to talk to the 999 operator. When you've completed 5 minutes of compressions. When you want to fetch a defibrillator, AED when they start breathing or a healthcare professional takes over.
So you can only stop when they start breathing on their own or a professional has come and they're taking over. That is the only time you should stop. Okay? Carry on until the person breathes or a professional is there to help. Okay? None of all those other 3 answers are not correct. The correct answer, when they start breathing or a healthcare professional takes over, is the only time you can stop.
Following a collision, a person has been injured. What would be a warning sign for shock? Flushed complexion, warm dry skin, slow pulse, rapid shallow breathing.
Okay, suffering from a shock is always that kind of breathing. Sorry for my, rude demonstration. It's a rapid shallow breathing that shows they are suffering from a shock. Okay, warm dry skin, slow pulse, flushed complexion, none of those. Rapid slow shallow breathing. Okay,
you're performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, on a casualty. How fast should chest compressions be? Once per second, twice per second, 3 times per second, once every 5 seconds.
So this is what I was trying to say earlier, but just could not remember the right expression. So twice per second. Okay.
You arrive at the scene of an incident. You see a casualty who's not moving. What should you do first? Check if it's safe to approach the casualty. Begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Start looking for a defibrillator. AED. Move the casualty into the recovery position.
Okay, so let's get a question
You
again.
arrive at the scene of an incident. You see a casualty who's not moving. What should you do first? Check if it's safe to approach the casualty. Begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Start looking for a defibrillator. AED. Move the casualty into the recovery position.
Okay, so you see a casualty who's not moving. Okay, what should you do? Now this is one I don't know, but let's just do the process of elimination. Okay, begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. The casualty is not moving. I don't think that is the correct answer. Okay, the first thing we need to make sure is the person breathing. That's the first thing. But even before that, you want to make sure whether it is safe for you to approach the person, because we don't want to have two casualties. Remember, always when trying to help other people, make sure you are safe. It's better to save one person than to have two people in danger. Okay, so my inclination is to go for this one. Check if it's safe to approach the casualty. That's my inclination. Okay, that's what I've checked. That I've not checked the answer yet. So begin CPR. I don't think that's correct. Do not move the casualty into recovery position yet. Although it's a very good answer. Okay. Yeah, the casualty is not moving. Start looking for a defibrillator. These are tricky ones. So 1, 2, 3. But my gut feeling is to go with the check if it's safe to approach the casualty. Okay. Yes, that's correct. I'm glad it's correct. Okay. The first thing to do is to assess the situation for danger. You need to make sure that there are no further risks. If you go to help and get hurt, then there are two casualties. I'm glad we got that correct. Okay. My instinct was that, but at the same time, you got to look at the two answers. If I look at all the answers and then eliminate them, and that will help you get the correct answer.
What should you do if you have to stop while you're going through a congested tunnel? Pull up very close to the vehicle in front to save space. Ignore any message signs, as they're never up to date. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. Make a U-turn and find another route.
Can you make a U-turn in the congested tunnel? It's ridiculous. Okay, so you can cancel that particular answer. That's wrong. Okay, ignore any message. That's wrong as well. You cannot ignore messages, especially when you are driving. Pull up very close to the vehicle in front to save space. That does not make sense. It's dangerous. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. That should be the correct answer, and it is.
You're performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, on a 6-year-old child. How is it different to performing CPR on an adult? You may only need one hand and press down 4 to 5 centimeters. You should press twice as fast but more gently. You should press more slowly but more firmly. You can only use 2 fingers and press down 1 to 2 centimeters.
Now, this is where I'm getting a slightly and it's between you only need to use one hand and press 4 to 5 centimeters, or you can only use 2 fingers. I know babies is 2 fingers and press down between 1 to 2 centimeters. Something I was trying to memorize a couple of months ago when I was going through some of these updated versions of the theory test question. My gut feeling is 4 to 6 centimeters because it's a 6-year-old. If it's a child, 6-year-old is a child as well. Anyway, one of them, say a minor, should be 4 to 5 centimeters with one hand. So it's between these two, okay? It's between these two. Good. Yeah, I'm glad I've chosen that one. That's correct, okay? But for an infant, so an infant is up to a year old, you may use only 2 fingers, and that will be the last one here. So I'm glad I got that correct, okay?
At an incident, a casualty is not breathing. What should you do while helping them to start breathing again? Put their arms across their chest. Shake them firmly. Roll them onto their side. Open their airway.
At an incident, the casualty is not breathing. What should you do while helping them to start breathing again? Okay, put their arms across their chest. Okay, shake them. Please don't shake them firmly. Roll them onto their side. All of this sounds sensible, these two, but open their airways sounds more plausible to me. Okay, I'm glad that's correct as well. So always check their airway is clear so that they can breathe.
Okay. You've broken down on a two-way road. You have a warning triangle. At least how far from your vehicle should you place the warning triangle? 5 meters, 16 feet. 25 meters, 82 feet. 45 meters, 147 feet. 100 meters, 328 feet.
Okay, so this one I got wrong with one of my students who were practicing the theory question. I got that wrong once, and I tried to memorize the answer because we both laughed. So I think it's 45 meters away. Okay, that's one of the things that you have to try and memorize. Okay, you cannot get a logical explanation to all the questions. Sometimes you have to memorize them. Okay, so you need to be 45 meters away from the car. Okay, that's good enough to alert people of what is happening. Okay,
which sign shows that a tanker is carrying dangerous goods?
So is that one there? Long vehicles. This is just a marker to show. It's a marker. This is a triangle for information, but it's that one there, carrying dangerous goods. In fact, whenever you are driving with your parents or with your friends and anyone, look out for tankers carrying chemicals. You see these signs on them. Okay.
An adult casualty is not breathing. To maintain circulation, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, should be given. What's the correct depth to press down on their chest? 1 to 2 centimeters, 5 to 6 centimeters, 10 to 15 centimeters, 15 to 20 centimeters.
Once again, this I had to memorize because I'm not a first aider, so I don't really know. But because I've gone through the question months ago, I do remember from memory. So if it's a child, which we've just answered already, was 4 to 5 centimeters, but for an adult it's 5 to 6 centimeters. Okay, for a child it's 2 fingers and a few more details. I think some of that question may come later. Yeah, okay, anyway, it's correct anyway, so let's move on.
At an incident, how could you help a casualty who has stopped breathing? Keep their head tilted forwards as far as possible. Begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Raise their legs to help with circulation. Try to give them something to drink.
Okay, so how could we help a casualty who has stopped breathing? Good point. So once again, these 2 answers, okay, raise their legs will help circulation. Try to give them something to drink. These 2 are wrong. So begin CPR or keep their head tilted forward as far as possible. Now, CPR is to get their heart beating again, okay, if I remember correctly. So I will keep their head tilted forward as far as possible. See, we want them to breathe, okay? So we want to get their airway clear. So that's the answer I will go for, and let's hope it's correct. I am wrong. Okay, so begin CPR. Okay, so I am wrong. So CPR. Okay, that's what we need to do. Okay, we'll memorize that and go back again. Okay, so when you are practicing your theory questions, these are some of the things you want to try and do. Okay, try to memorize the correct answer. So the person has stopped breathing. Okay, so cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Okay, I'll remember that. Try to memorize that as well. Okay, I'm glad this happened because I'm not going to pretend that, or I'm not going to hide and try to research the answer before I click it on the screen. I don't know it all. I try to use the process of elimination from my knowledge of the theories to make sure that I can make educated guess on some of the questions that I don't really know the answers to. Okay, the thinking process behind some of the answers. Okay, so this is wrong, but I will memorize that in the future. Person stop breathing, CPR. Okay, good.
At an incident, how could you help a small child who's not breathing? Find their parents and explain what's happening. Open their airway and begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Put them in the recovery position and slap their back. Talk to them confidently until an ambulance arrives.
Okay. I've not come across this particular one before, but the process of elimination, I'll go for open the airway and begin CPR. Okay. It's not breathing. So thinking of the question we just got wrong, or I got wrong, the CPR, I think will be the correct answer. Okay, that's correct.
You arrive at the scene of a crash where someone is bleeding heavily from a wound in their arm. Nothing is embedded in the wound. What could you do to help? Walk them around and keep them talking. Dab the wound. Get them a drink. Apply pressure over the wound.
Okay. So applying pressure on the wound will gently reduce the blood gushing out. Okay. Put pressure on it, okay, to stop the bleeding.
You arrive at an incident. A pedestrian is bleeding heavily from a leg wound. The leg is not broken and there's nothing in the wound. How could you help? Dab the wound to stop the bleeding. Keep the casualty's legs flat on the ground. Give them a warm drink. Apply firm pressure over the wound.
Okay. Apply firm pressure.
An injured motorcyclist is lying unconscious in the road. The traffic has stopped and there's no further danger. What could you do to help? Remove their safety helmet. Seek medical assistance. Move the person off the road. Remove their leather jacket.
Okay, so never try to remove the helmet from anyone who is involved in an accident, because you don't know what danger you may cause or further hurt you may cause the person. Do not move the person off the road. Don't remove their jacket. So the first thing to do is seek medical help. Okay, that's the first thing to do.
Which lights should you use when you're driving in a tunnel? Side lights, front spotlights, dipped headlights, rear fog lights.
Use dipped headlights driving in a tunnel. Okay.
You lose control of your car and damage a garden wall. What must you do if the property owner is not available? Report the incident to the police within 24 hours. Go back to tell the house owner the next day. Report the incident to your insurance company when you get home. Find someone in the area to tell them about it immediately.
So you report the incident to the police within 24 hours. That's the correct answer. Okay. The other ones may seem reasonable, but don't tell the insurance. Going back to tell the house owner the following date or the same time or whenever you can do that sounds a reasonable answer, but the most important answer in this instance is to tell the police within 24 hours.
You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. The rider is injured. When should their helmet be removed? Only when it's essential. Always straight away. Only when the motorcyclist asks. Always, unless they're in shock.
Okay. So the rider is injured. When should you remove, or when should the helmet be removed? It should never be removed, in fact. Okay. Always straight away, that's wrong. Always unless they are in shock. Only when the motorcycle asks. Only when it is essential. I will go for only when it is essential. Okay. Only when the motorist asks. Sounds reasonable. Always unless they are in shock also sound reasonable. This one is wrong, but I will always say when it is essential, and it is correct.
What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on a motorway? Drive slowly to the next service area to get assistance. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area. Change the wheel as quickly as possible. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Stop in your lane.
No, pull up on a hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. Do not try to fix your own tires on the motorway. It is dangerous. You could get killed. Do not do that. Go into the hard shoulder or the emergency area and call for help. Okay?
You're at an incident. What could you do to help an unconscious casualty? Take photographs of the scene. Check that they're breathing normally. Move them to somewhere more comfortable. Splash their face with cool water.
I think up to now you can understand the correct answer. Check that they are breathing normally. Taking photos, that's just lame. Sorry to use that expression. Move them to somewhere, no. Moving them could be more dangerous because you might hurt them more. Do not splash water on their face, okay? Check that they are breathing.
After a collision, someone is unconscious in their vehicle. When should you call the emergency services? Only as a last resort. As soon as possible. After you've woken them up. After checking for broken bones.
As soon as possible. Don't delay.
You arrive at an incident. There's no danger from fire or further collisions and the emergency services have been called. What's your first priority when attending to an unconscious motorcyclist? Check whether they're breathing normally. Check whether they're bleeding. Check whether they have any broken bones. Check whether they have any bruising.
Okay. All those three, all the answers are reasonable. And once again, we want to see whether they are breathing. It's the most important thing. Because if they're not breathing, you checking their legs, whether it's broken or not, is counterproductive. Okay. Somebody who's unconscious, checking their legs for broken bones or anything is not the most important thing. You want to check whether they are breathing. Okay.
What should you do to reduce the risk of your vehicle catching fire? Keep water levels above maximum. Check out any strong smell of fuel. Avoid driving with a full tank of fuel. Use fuel additives.
Now check out any strong smell of fuel. It's the correct answer.
You're driving on the motorway. What should you do if luggage falls from your vehicle? Stop at the next emergency telephone and report the incident. Stop on the motorway and switch on hazard warning lights while you pick it up. Walk back up the motorway to pick it up. Pull up on the hard shoulder and wave traffic down.
Alright, okay. Stop on the motorway and switch on hazard warning lights while you pick it up. It's dangerous. Don't do it. Walk back and pick it. No, don't do that. It's dangerous. Pull up on the hard shoulder and wave traffic. No. The correct answer is stop at the next emergency telephone and report the incident.
What should you do first if your vehicle has broken down on an automatic railway level crossing? Get everyone out of the vehicle and clear of the crossing. Telephone your vehicle recovery service to move it. Walk along the track to give warning to any approaching trains. Try to push the vehicle clear of the crossing as soon as possible.
Those three answers are wrong. The one I've chosen, get everyone out of the vehicle, clear the crossing, is the most important thing to do.
What should you do if a tire bursts while you're driving? Pull on the parking brake. Brake as quickly as possible. Pull up slowly at the side of the road. Continue on at a normal speed.
What should you do if a tire bursts while you're driving? Okay. Do not brake. Do not use a handbrake. Don't use any braking at all. Okay. So brake as quickly as possible. No, don't do that. So those two answers at the top is wrong. Okay. Pull up slowly at the side of the road. Sounds more reasonable. Continue at a normal speed. Really? No. Correct answer is that.
What information should you share if you're involved in a collision that causes damage to another vehicle? Your occupation and reason for your journey. Your name, address and vehicle registration number. Your national insurance number. Your internet service provider.
Okay, so the most important thing, not your job. Nobody's interested in your job or the reason for the where you were going. That's not the correct answer. National insurance number, really? No, that's not correct. Yeah, your internet service provider, you can already see the correct answer here. Yeah, your name, address, and registration vehicle. Okay.
You're going through a long tunnel. What will warn you of congestion or an incident ahead? Hazard warning lights. Other drivers flashing their lights. Variable message signs. Areas with hatch markings.
Okay, so
You're going through a long tunnel. What will warn you of congestion or an incident ahead? Hazard warning lights. Other drivers flashing their lights. Variable message signs. Areas with hatch markings.
okay, so what warn you of congestion or an incident? Okay, an incident normally could be hazard warning light or variable message signs. I will go for hazard warning light. Okay, I'm wrong, so it's variable message signs. It is true. Okay, there'll be messages in a tunnel flashing, warning you. Okay, so we got 2 wrong. Okay, so once again, let's try to memorize this answer. What will warn you of congestion or incident ahead? Of course, yeah, it's true. Not many people will put on their hazard lights, so there could be variable message. Okay, so following the instructions given by the signs or tunnel officials, in congested tunnels, a minor incident can soon turn into a major one with serious or fatal result. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Okay, so we'll go back to that later. Okay, so we have to memorize those 2 answers.
What should you do if you see a large box fall from a lorry onto the motorway? Go to the next emergency telephone and report the hazard. Catch up with the lorry and try to get the driver's attention. Stop close to the box until the police arrive. Pull over to the hard shoulder, then remove the box.
The correct answer is go to the next emergency telephone and report the hazard. Okay, that sounds the most sensible answer.
What should you do before driving into a tunnel? Switch off your radio. Take off your sunglasses. Close your sunroof. Switch on your windscreen wipers.
Okay, so take off your sunglasses.
What should you do if your vehicle breaks down in a tunnel? Stay in your vehicle and wait for the police. Stand in the lane behind your vehicle to warn others. Stand in front of your vehicle to warn oncoming drivers. Switch on hazard warning lights, then go and call for help.
What should you do if your vehicles break down in a tunnel? Stay in your vehicle and wait for the police. Okay, switch on hazard warning lights, then go and call for help. Okay, I think this sounds a lot more reasonable. Okay, yeah, it's correct.
When are you allowed to use hazard warning lights? When stopped and temporarily obstructing traffic. When traveling during darkness without headlights. When parked on double yellow lines to visit a shop. When traveling slowly because you're lost.
When stopped and temporarily obstructing traffic. Correct answer.
An injured person has been placed in the recovery position. They're unconscious but breathing normally. What else should be done? Press firmly between their shoulders. Place their arms by their side. Give them a hot sweet drink. Check their airway remains open.
Okay, that sounds the most reasonable answer for me. Okay, check their airway remains open.
At an incident, it's important to look after any casualties. What should you do with them when the area is safe? Move them away from the vehicles. Ask them how it happened. Give them something to eat. Keep them where they are.
Keep them where they are, okay? Because you don't want to move them. Moving them could be dangerous. They may hurt, or broken bones or anything else. You'll be creating bigger problems. So leave them where they are. Next question.
At an incident, someone is suffering from severe burns. How could you help them? Apply lotions to the injury. Burst any blisters. Remove anything sticking to the burns. Douse the burns with clean, cool water.
Do not burst the blisters. Remove anything sticking onto the wound. No, don't do any of those. The correct answer is to douse the burn with clear, clean water.
At an incident, a casualty is unconscious but breathing. When should you move them? When an ambulance is on its way. When bystanders tell you to move them. when there's a risk of further danger, when bystanders offer to help you.
You're only allowed to move them, or you can only move them as a last resort when there's a further risk to them. That's the only reason why you should be able to move them, okay? The other answers are not correct.
What could you do to help injured people at an incident? Keep them warm and comfortable. Give them something to eat. Keep them on the move by walking them around. Give them a warm drink. What could you do to help injured people at an incident? Keep them warm and comfortable. Give them something to eat. Keep them on the move by walking them around. Give them a warm drink.
Okay. Those three answers are wrong. The first one is the correct one. Keep them warm and comfortable.
What's the first thing you must do if you have a collision while you're driving your car? Stop only if someone waves at you. Call the emergency services. Stop at the scene of the incident. Call your insurance company.
The first thing to do is to stop at the scene of the incident, okay? That's a correct answer.
There's been a collision. A motorcyclist is lying injured and unconscious. Why should you only remove their helmet if it's essential? They might not want you to remove it. Removing it could make any injuries worse. Removing it could let them get cold. You could scratch the helmet as you remove it.
Why should you only remove their helmet if it's essential? They might not want you to remove it to get you could scratch it out. Removing it could make them injured, yeah.
What should you do if an instrument panel warning light comes on while you're driving? Continue if the engine sounds alright. Hope that it's just a temporary electrical fault. Deal with the problem when there's more time. Check out the problem quickly and safely. What should you do if your vehicle catches fire while you're driving through a tunnel? Leave it where it is, with the engine running. Pull up, then walk to an emergency telephone. Park it away from the carriageway. Drive it out of the tunnel if it's safe to do so.
Yeah, drive it out of the tunnel if it's safe to do so. If it's safe to do so, that's a key word, okay? If it's not safe, just leave it there and go, okay?
Your car breaks down on a level crossing. What's the first thing you should do? Tell drivers behind what's happened. Leave your vehicle and get everyone clear. Walk down the track and signal the next train. Stay in your car until you're told to move.
Leave your vehicle, get everyone clear.
Which document may the police ask you to produce after you've been involved in a collision? Your vehicle registration document. Your driving license. Your theory test certificate. Your vehicle service record.
Your driving license.
You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. No other vehicle is involved. The rider is unconscious and lying in the middle of the road. What's the first thing you should do at the scene? Move the rider out of the road. Warn other traffic. Clear the road of debris. Give the rider reassurance.
Warn other traffic, okay, so that they don't pose further risks to the person.
A collision has just happened. An injured person is lying in a busy road. What's the first thing you should do? Treat the person for shock. Warn other traffic. Place them in the recovery position. Make sure the injured person is kept warm.
Warn other traffic. It's the most important thing to do.
You're on a motorway. When can you use hazard warning lights? When a vehicle is following too closely. When you slow down quickly because of danger ahead. When you're being towed by another vehicle. When you're using the hard shoulder as a running lane.
Okay. When you slow down quickly because of danger ahead. Okay. Okay, so we got 54 out of 56. So let's visit those two comment, question that we got wrong. So back to topics, and then we go back to the question again, incidents. So it's not green because we have not answered all of them correctly. So we go back to answer those two. Begin.
You're going through a long tunnel. What will warn you of congestion or an incident ahead? Hazard warning lights. Other drivers flashing their lights. Variable message signs. Areas with hatch markings.
Variable message signs. Yeah, we memorized that already, haven't we? Good.
At an incident, how could you help a casualty who has stopped breathing? Keep their head tilted forwards as far as possible. Begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Raise their legs to help with circulation. Try to give them something to drink.
So casualty stop breathing. Remember, memorize the answer. Begin CPR. Okay. Okay, so that's correct. Good. Okay. So we're going to quit now, and then you're going to say 2 out of 2, and then when we go back, it's going to give us a green. Okay, so that's correct. So we've answered the one we got wrong as well. Okay, so we learned something new, the 2 that we got wrong. So to memorize those, then by the time you go through all the topics and you come back to do your mock ones, you're going to realize that you do remember the answer to that particular question. I hope you find this video informative and helpful, and thank you so much for being here, and until we see you in our next video, which is going to be motorway rules. Take care. Bye for now.